There's this massive shift happening inside companies right now. A totally new kind of employee is showing up to work, and it's about to change, well, pretty much everything. And here's the kicker. This new coworker, they're not human. Let's dig into what this really means for all of us.
So let's make this personal for a second. What if your next teammate, the one you actually count on to get a project done, wasn't a person at all? We've totally blown past the idea of AI being just another tool, like a calculator or a spreadsheet. It's becoming a real partner, making decisions. It's basically a true digital employee.
Okay, to make sense of this whole new world, we're going to need a new rulebook. So here's our game plan. We'll start by looking at the new map for how companies are getting organized. Then we'll meet the new managers who are leading these human AI teams. After that, we'll cover how you actually hire an AI, see how this is already shaking up a giant global industry, and finally, we'll figure out what this all means for you.
First up, the old way of organizing companies, it's officially broken. For decades, everything was built around this pyramid of power, who reports to who. But in a world with digital employees, we need a completely new map, one that's built for speed and, most importantly, for creating value. Just look at the difference here. The old org chart was this super rigid pyramid, and it was all about one question: who's the boss? But the new model, what we're calling the work chart, asks something way smarter: who or what actually creates value? It's a flexible flow that's designed to just get the job done, whether the worker is human or digital.
So, to put it simply, the work chart couldn't care less about job titles or rank. It's really just a map of a process, from the very beginning to the very end. It breaks a task down into pieces and then assigns each piece to the absolute best resource for that job. Could be a human, could be an AI. The focus is 100% on the work itself.
Let's see how this actually works. Say you have a customer support problem. First, an AI triage agent catches all the simple, common questions. If it's a little tougher, the problem gets bumped up to a more advanced resolution AI. It's only the most complex, nuanced issues, the ones that need real empathy, that ever reach a human specialist. This frees up people to focus on the stuff that really matters.
Okay, so if you've got a new kind of employee, it makes sense that you're going to need a new kind of manager, right? So let's meet the leaders of these new human AI teams.
And the reality is, managing an AI that can think for itself requires a completely different skill set than managing a person. And this has created two brand new, absolutely critical jobs that are popping up everywhere and already shaping the future of work.
Let me introduce you to the prompt architect and the agent orchestrator. Think of the prompt architect as the AI screenwriter. Seriously, they're the ones who write its personality, its ethics, its very soul. And then you've got the agent orchestrator, who's more like the conductor of an orchestra, making sure the human and AI players are all working together in perfect harmony. Now, the prompt architect's main tool is something called the system prompt. You can think of it like the AI's digital DNA. It's this hidden set of instructions that defines its core identity. You are a helpful expert. You never give financial advice. You are always patient. This is how you make sure an AI is safe and aligned with your values before it ever talks to a single customer.
So you've got your new map, you've got your new managers. Now, how do you actually bring an AI onto the team? This brings us to a really fascinating idea. You basically need a whole new HR department for your digital workforce.
I love this quote because it captures the mindset shift perfectly. You don't just install an autonomous AI like a piece of software. You have to treat it like an employee, and that means you've got to recruit it, you've got to evaluate it, and you've got to manage its performance.
So how in the world do you give an AI a performance review? Well, you use metrics just like these. The autonomy score tells you how independent it is. The cost per task tells you if it's being efficient with its resources. And the error rate tracks how often a human has to step in and, clean up a mess. These are the new KPIs for your digital team members.
Of course, a huge piece of this is keeping humans in control, and there are two main ways to do it. With human in the loop, a person has to actively approve a critical action before it happens. But with human on the loop, a person reviews the AI's work after it's done, sort of checking for quality and spotting any weird trends.
And for the absolute worst-case scenario, there's this: the circuit breaker. It is the ultimate safety net. If an AI starts making things up, or breaking a rule, or spending too much money, this automated kill switch shuts it down instantly. It's how you make sure an AI can never truly go rogue.
Okay, so this isn't just theory, right? This transformation is having a massive economic impact right now. Let's look at a real-world example from some of the biggest technology companies on the entire planet. For decades, India's giant IT services industry, we're talking companies like TCS and Infosys, they sold one thing: people's time. They bill by the hour. But an AI agent can do the work of a whole team in just minutes, so that entire model is just collapsing. The new model? It's outcome-based. They don't sell hours anymore, they sell a guaranteed result. And now they're incentivized to use AI to get there as fast as humanly, or not so humanly, possible.
And the scale of this is just mind-boggling. We're talking about a $283 billion industry that is being forced to fundamentally change its entire business model because of these AI agents. This isn't a small ripple in the pond, it's an economic tidal wave.
So, what is all of this? The new company maps, the new managers, these new business models, what does it all mean for you and your career? Let's bring it all home and talk about your future at work.
Here is the single most important thing to take away from all of this. This is not a story about humans being replaced by machines. The real future is about collaboration. It's about creating these incredibly powerful hybrid teams where humans and AI work together, each doing what they do best. The most valuable skills are shifting from just doing repetitive tasks to managing this amazing new partnership.
Which leaves us with one final and really important question to think about. In this new world of work on a team that's made up of both humans and intelligent AI agents, what position will you play? Are you going to be the specialist, the orchestrator, the architect? The game is changing, and finding your role on this new team, well, that's the challenge and the opportunity for all of us.